Hello there, True here. We are picking up on episode 9. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that. Of my vampire playthrough. I think we were still going through the main quest of blackmail in Whitechapel. Let's go see, more people. A priest. I always talk to the priest, but we'll get to him in just a moment. Who are you?
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town?
No.
Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry,
reporter?
I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps
I
you
was
could help
looking
me
for the
since you're a
reporter.
journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon.
Wow.
I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Personal questions? Nothing. Okay.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
That is terrible. It's a disgrace. Hold on. Fatigue. I don't have any treatments for that.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever.
Yeah, you don't
think
want to
the
report
flu is
on
really
it.
responsible for this, Doctor?
Fake news.
I'm convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
But you don't.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
Is the public interested?
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Nice. What you got? Okay. Print the truth about Whitechapel. Nothing. Fatigue. But I don't have a cure for fatigue. Because I used it on the last dude.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
Yeah, let's go.
I'm a
with this.
doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain Nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby.
Yes, you were.
What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives?
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Perfect.
He never goes out.
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Interesting.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
As long as you don't hold out a cross, I should be okay.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Oh God. You healthy.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
The fuck's wrong with you, man? You don't like nurses?
So you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
Okay.
Why do you hate
on
Nurse
her?
Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
Oh, sexism.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Okay. Where'd you send him?
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
You sent him on some preaching crusade?
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Okay. Well, thanks, dude.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
The hidden truth. Okay.
Well,
Sure.
I suppose I can
Tell
spare
me
a few
more.
minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Okay. What's your
Really?
plan?
And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Oh, nice. Oh. Oh. Okay. Cleanse the epidemic by fire. Awesome. Okay.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Okay. This is the 20th century.
Fire is just the instinctive answer of a caveman facing something he does
Ouch.
not understand.
Ouch. That's a
This
sick
is the
burn.
20th century.
Put some
Your
cream for
lack
that.
of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher.
Oh,
A
I lost my
small-time
shit.
Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool.
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
Yeah. Thanks, dude. Oh. I'm gonna come eat you later. Just because...
I have had enough for tonight. Goodbye.
The walls of your home will not protect you.
Would you like me to...
I'll get around the back of the church. Oh, what's this? Influenza. Frequently complicated with pneumonia. To prevent any case of Spanish flu, stay at home. Quarantine and wear a mask. We're back at the beginning of the 20th century. It would work in the 21st. Like it! Okay. That's not the back of the church. That's the side of the church. Keep going around. What's this? Flower bouquet. If you're sick, if you have no money, whoever you are, where you're from, come see Dorothea to get help. No tricks, no charges, no questions asked. Just find Darius Jessica's house and present this coupon. Wait, is that Camilla? Come here.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
You're
I
Camilla.
know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. ...
I know you understand me.
I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? ...
Is she healthy? Oh, I can't eat her though. I know you work for Nurse Crane.
Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. ...
What? What?
A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. ...
Okay. That's
Very well. Goodbye then.
We got here. More stuff in the garbage can. I need a free medical checkup. Whitechapel, Old Road? Yeah. I definitely don't need to go there. Come on, just take a step up over that. Huzzah. My dearest, most beloved children, I'm sorry I've not heard from you for months. The situation in London has been difficult. I know it sounds selfish and silly when you, my children, are still living in a country consumed by war. We're against poverty and injustice. This is a war I intend to fight despite my advanced years. Won't be coming back to Romania. Probably means I won't see you again before I die. Don't be sad, my darlings. You are grown up now, and you have children of your own. You know the sacrifice we sometimes must accept to make the world a better place. This is one I must make now. To feel useful one more time. Wish you a long and happy life. Kiss my grandchildren for me and remember that your father loves you all the way from the cold, damp country.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
Good. Let's see what else we got. Anything else jump out to my vampire senses? Who is this? Unknown. Ooh. Someone I have not spoken to.
Cheap and I'm clean, I promise.
I love it.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Damn. Everyone's got fatigue.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crăciunescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Okay. Your life in London?
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now,
Oh
I
my
need
God.
money. That's what's important.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients?
Do you even
If
care?
you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Okay. Yeah.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Are you talking from experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
I love the just plain vulgarity.
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty? Or anything else you have never suffered from?
Wait, what was it? Fatigue? Yeah. Fatigue. Everyone's got fatigue. Make some damn cures for fatigue. Tell me about yourself.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
I don't judge you.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly, but it is not your concern, Doctor.
Okay.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
So, where is my nearest hideout? Keep going straight, take a left. Am I going the right way? Nope. Fuck. Okay.
I should never have taken up my father's business.
Tap, tap, tap.
Hello,
Hello?
young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Let me in.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way.
Hi, Harry.
My dreams are soaked with gloom.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Getting eaten.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
Okay. Fatigue, huh? Everyone got fatigue. Oh, I can eat him. But I'm not going to. How do you feel?
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough, like. Well, you know.
Speaking of which,
Wait. Peterson... Oh, must be his dad. Okay.
what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Wow.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
One more hint.
You have a roof over your head, a place to call home. Many people here are not as lucky, you know.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got.
Got a phonograph.
I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
Oh my god.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so.
Ugh.
I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
What? What?
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened, Harry?
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or was it after my father started bullying him? I don't know.
Okay. Did you talk to Mr. Lewis?
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
Wow. This place is dark as fuck.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
I'm just gonna loot your house and...
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Don't mind me, I'm just gonna loot the place for whatever useful I can find. Because that's what you do in these games. Ooh, upstairs. I'm just gonna wander around your house and, you know, steal whatever I can find.
It's locked, all right.
How do you... Oh. That's terrible. Rare. It seems that some of them are working together under the name of the Guard of Pruin. Clarence Crosby. Okay. Wow, you got 2 phonographs.
It's locked.
I don't have any bobby pins either. So I guess I'm not unlocking it.
Quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid. Cheap price, good quality.
Colossus.
Come on,
And
take a
yet
look. Don't be afraid.
I'm like a good 6 inches taller than this dude.
You again? What do you want this time?
Personal questions. I keep working for the gang.
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know it doesn't suit you.
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices, but I'm a wet boot boy now, and people won't forget it.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak, and there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else, whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
No regrets at all.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little.
What happened there?
My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Okay. That doesn't really answer my question, though, dude.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Well, we've come full circle. So this is where we started the adventure.
Oh, please, I don't have
this
your
session.
money.
Come on, Barry.
And I think this is a good place to bring it to an end.
Just look the other
So,
way this week, Joe.
again, my
Come
name
on, we
is
can
True,
sort it
and
out, right?
It's not my call,
thank you
Barry.
all for watching.
You pay